Good late morning, early afternoon here. Getting ready to start here at 11 o'clock hour. And thanks so much for being with us here. Ray Halbrook from Livestream STL. We have a special Main Street Sports Extra here today. And I'm going to bring in my good friend here, Jeff Whitener. My friend, Jeff, how you doing, my friend? Oh, hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me find it here. I got to unmute you. There you go. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that.
How are you today, Ray? I'm doing great.
Well, we've got some special news here today, and we've got a new athletic director over at Grandview High School. And without further ado, I'm just going to turn it right on over to you, my friend.
All right. Well, we are very pleased to invite in and bring in today the brand new athletic director of the Grandview Eagles, Mr. Terry Edwards. Coach, how are you today?
Fine. How are you guys today?
We're doing great. Congratulations on the new gig over there at Grandview. Give us a little background on this change for you. How did this come about, and why did you decide to throw your hat in the ring?
Well, we kind of talked about this last year. One of the things I think before I start, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about Don Jeffries. Great job. You know, the athletic director position, and I've been in this business 43 years, is kind of a unique one, that you're appreciated more by the schools that you deal with sometimes than your own school. And Don did an excellent job here. He's a 100% guy. So with COVID being the principal at the junior high as the year transitioned, he just made the decision that anything he does, he has to be 100%. And he felt like that he needed to focus on the junior high principalship. So kind of talked to me a little bit. They did open it up, the job, and they chose me. That's basketball now and this. And I also work at the high school as an assistant principal. So I guess Grandview keeps making bad choices consecutively, but they're consistent at least. I have to say that. So I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, I'm excited for you too. I don't think they made a bad choice at all. And as you said, just to echo your sentiments, we appreciate everything that Mr. Jeffries did for us. Always very accommodating to us and on the fringes of media here, and especially the live stream STL. So he will be missed, but we're excited to be working with you as well. And Coach, you mentioned that you've been 40 plus years in this business as far as education and coaching and things like that. Is something? Do you have experience at the AD position over those years? And just as an off, just for my own curiosity, how many different sports have you coached and been involved in?
Well, if you stay around long enough, they will find a place for you anywhere. But I actually have coached. I started my career in 1976, 77 in Charleston High School. And back then, when you were coaching, you were a 2-sport or 3-sport guy. So I was involved in football, basketball, and baseball. And I have been pretty much throughout my career. Even when I was in administration, I still managed to do AAU or some other type of basketball or other type of sports. But as far as AD goes, after 5 years in a classroom, I was fortunate enough at St. Clair High School to be offered an assistant principal's job and athletic director. So I was the athletic director at St. Clair from 83 to 95, I believe, 12 years, I think, and it's been a long time ago. I was fortunate enough to twice fill in at Hillsborough back when Principal Groner had some medical issues years ago. I filled in for a little while there, and then last year with the situation of them needing someone to finish the school year, I stepped in at Hillsborough for the last. Now, and when you're at Hillsborough, of course, you have to mention, Gail Huck, Gail Null, ladies like that, Judy Davis in the conference. And the reason I'm confident in taking this job, because things have changed a little bit since I've gotten involved, but we have an Angie Perrin and a Judy Davis and a Gail Null. And there's much more of those. I met the other ladies in the conference, the last AD's meeting. There's so much help and so much support, and I have Angie Perrin, so I will stumble through this somehow with her help, I'm sure.
There's a lot of those folks those administrative assistants that are really the backbone of athletics and high school athletics, and they're the ones helpful getting out the information and keeping things organized. And I know we couldn't do our jobs without them. So I'm glad that you mentioned them. Uh, Coach, as you mentioned, you've worn a lot of different hats as far as coaching and administration goes. Kind of doubtful that there is a whole lot you haven't seen this at this point. I know COVID was something that threw us all for a loop, but uh, do you have any specific goals starting out that you want to set to accomplish? Do you see any specific challenges ahead for you this next year at Grandview?
Well, I mean, there's challenges every year, but again, one of the reasons that I came back and doing these things is there's some wonderful people over here. And I think sometimes we get caught up in the Grandview, the small school out there, the little, as I tell our kids, I get tired of getting rubbed on the top of the head after games because we play hard. We'd like to get past that. They're wonderful kids. They train just like every other place. They want to be good. We're small in stature, but something about this place draws you in. From the superintendent, who you see every day in every building in the hallway, to the teachers, the students, it's just a special place. It's hard to describe. And I came here 2 years ago to be an assistant coach and freshman coach to Taylor Hassel, and 3 years later, I'm now in administration and taking over as AD. So they've allowed me to do this. I feel really fortunate. There's something about this place that our plans are to continue to grow, to continue to offer activities to our kids. For example, we're in the preliminary stages now talking about and exploring the possibility of adding archery. Perfect sport for where we're located and the type of kid that we have. And to keep current and to try to get more kids involved in activities, I'm also looking and have talked to some schools in Southeast Missouri who compete in a little esports program. So whatever we can do to get kids involved, we all know that there's so many things besides winning and losing that high school athletics offer. We want to make sure our kids are exposed to that and have that same opportunity. And again, we measure success out here maybe a little differently than other places. If one of our student athletes gets a college scholarship, that's icing on the cake. We're trying to develop good citizens. We're trying to lifetime sports people, kids who learn how to cooperate, who learn how to play together, who learn all those little things that sports bring to us. And that's my goal, to continue to see success, get kids involved. We're trying to get the best coaches possible and retain them here. We do the same with our teachers. We kind of laugh, and I have a little T-shirt I'm having made up at Grandview High School, the jewel of Jefferson County. And it's just a little hidden. It's a hidden gem out here, and people need to discover us because we're doing some really great things out here.
Well, I'm sure that Ray will back me up on this. That we always enjoy coming out to Grandview to cover games, and part of the reason is obviously everyone is very accommodating to us and our needs is being media goofs. But the cool thing about Grandview is the because where it's located, the school itself is sort of the center of the community. And you get in my opinion, for the size of the school, you get a lot of great fan support, especially from the parents, and that's always welcoming to see. And I know Ray, you probably echo that sentiment. Is Ray there?
I do. I was a little late on that one, so sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, from day one since we've been in our existence, I mean, Don Jeffrey's been a top-notch guy out there and has done a great job to build. They want to build. He wants to build a culture out there, and I completely echo the sentiment of the gem, maybe the uncovered gem yet, but it's so funny that you mentioned something like that because you're starting to see a lot of the sporting programs out there starting to develop a little more. Just the Grandview way. I've kind of seen some of that firsthand. and not just on the sporting side, but you guys support each other out there. You guys have had a couple of three tragic things since we've been in existence, and
Oh
I
my
know
God, yeah.
that I know that the important part about that is you've got to rally around each other and you've got to be there for each other, and you guys definitely are. Coach Ketcherside having that tragic accident with his
Absolutely, yeah.
nose. I saw that in the paper this past week. It happened over in the spring, but quick wit, people were able to jump in and be a part of that, and knew that hey, Coach Ketcherside, he needs help now. And it wasn't something that they kind of faded back and said, well, I don't know what to do. And they're like, what can I do? And that's definitely a testament to the great upbringing from parents in the area and the school district in general.
Well, obviously, I would agree with all of that. We are the focal point. We now have a Dollar General, so we're getting a metropolis out here. But we want these buildings, these facilities. I mean, there's not a lot of business. These people that pay school taxes out here, everything is self-earned, and our track just got resurfaced, repainted. It looks fantastic. We have walkers every day. One of the cool things about basketball, we just completed our summer month of basketball with our contact days, and leaving here and seeing the Redbird rookies and 4 baseball fields at Grandview High School full of parents and kids. Our Little Eagles program, Mr. Faust runs here, and gridiron football with John Riddle and Randy Martin and some of these people. They've taken on themselves. They're going to provide everything these larger communities and larger schools have for our kids, and that's one common goal that we have out here. Again, you drive up in the middle of nowhere. We're so proud of our facilities, and not only the facilities we have, how we maintain them, the pride the kids have in them. It's one of the things right now we're working on. We have a senior class at small schools wait for. We have that, those groups, especially in the males right now coming through. And if we can get those individuals to play together and become better teammates and understand what a special time it is in your life. The last couple of years with COVID, there are some teams and kids that have had that taken from them. And we want our kids to appreciate this opportunity. It's we all know we're in this. It's 4 years you can't replace in your life. It's the memories you make, whether you win or lose. It's being in that trench together. All those things that go with it. I'm getting goosebumps talking. Now you know why I'm still in this business and why I want to do this. Just to be able to be part of this and be able to work with kids. I'm 67 years old, and I feel blessed every day that someone still gives me the opportunity to do what I love to do. So it's a great fit as far as I'm concerned. I hope the people of Grandview will agree with that as the year goes on. I mean, everything new is shiny, and familiarity sometimes breeds contempt, but I'm going to do my best to do right by these people.
Well, Coach, you're certainly a young 67. And you kind of gave me goosebumps there too. That was a pretty good speech. Let me shift gears a little bit. We touched on it briefly when we first began our talk, but in addition to your athletic director responsibilities, what other responsibilities will you have on campus?
Well, we've had a little change this year due to a family situation. Deb Stuckey decided to step down as our high school principal. Now she is in a teaching and assistant principal role. We've hired Nick Stearns from DeSoto High School to be our new high school principal. You all are probably aware of that. If not, breaking news. I'm not sure, but Nick is our new high school principal, and they have hired me next year. Last year I was part-time. I'm going to come back this year as a part-time assistant principal, doing whatever they need me to do. And I've worked with Alan Davis and I work with Mr. Zoff, and the principals just. And again, as Ray said earlier, we are doing our best to build a culture. And right now, Grandview has included me in that process, and I'm very thankful for the opportunity. It's great being back in the business again. It really is.
Well, you touched on those responsibilities and some of the changes in administration. Do you have any changes to your various coaching staffs coming for this coming school year that we can expect?
Well, I think, all of our head coaches are intact. Coach Ketcherside survived his Judge Machine incident, and he's ready to go. We have one young man coming in to help in football. Uh, uh, Jason Kimenall, who came to us from Moberly, Missouri, uh, can help Coach Dallas with football. We have Coach Roder back. We actually have about everyone back, and we're in a situation we're very proud of. We actually have more coaches than we have spots this year. So we are trying to find a way to incorporate these people and get our staffs built up. One of the little things we've done is a policy change, thanks to our board. If you're in the district as an assistant now and you're here 3 or 4 years and you move into a head coaching role, we're going to give you those years of experience that you've accumulated in district towards the salary schedule as a head coach. And again, we're trying to find ways not only to attract high quality assistant head coaches, we want to keep them once they're here. And, we all know with teachers and coaches now, once you get them and they're successful, it's very hard to keep them.
Sure.
So what we're trying to do is create an atmosphere that you don't want to leave. Our teachers, they work wonderful together. We have a good academic and athletic activity bond here. We go above the mission rule for academics. Our teachers all work together. I keep going back to, everything is not perfect here, but we're aiming in that direction. We're doing the little things, and we keep talking about that in our sports. It's the little things that accumulate to lead to big successes. And this whole thing is a process in building I hate to say a whole new atmosphere because they have a good atmosphere, but continuing to upgrade and evolve our culture is something we want to do. We want to be thought of in the same terms as the Piuses and Herkies and Crystals and R7s, all those teams in it, because we really have a really nice competitive small school conference. Even last year, my basketball team won 3 games. We were in many games and played well into it, and depth becomes a factor. But, our kids, we want to show up and not only, we want to expect that expectation that if we do everything we can, we have a chance to win every game. And we're getting there. The board has allowed us to reopen the weight room now in the summer months, in the morning in June and in the evening in July, where every athlete in every sport has an opportunity with their coach to present a program to our weight training coordinators and get our kids bigger, faster, stronger, and more confident. So again, we're doing everything that we need to do. Our kids are buying in. Our numbers this summer were really good. If I sound like a Pollyanna, it's because I am, because I'm just really excited about getting this new school year get it going. I want COVID to take a back seat. Let's just have a normal year, whatever that means. Let's go back and enjoy athletics and enjoy each other's company and get to travel and parents, all the things that go with it. It's a great, great time, to be a high school kid and to be a high school parent if you have the right attitude. And we're trying to develop that here.
Well, yeah, amen to all of that, Coach. I'm glad you touched on some of the things that have been going on this summer. Of course, we're just coming off a dead week here, but have you guys had, aside from the weight training that you've offered, have you had any summer camps been going on out there or anything?
Well, a lot of it, we have our contact days in June. You get 20 contact days. And I know football worked out. They had morning workouts. I had my basketball in the afternoon. We also competed in the Hillsborough Summer League, as did our girls basketball program with Coach Winkler. Cross country has been in a couple of times a week. Volleyball is in 3 times a week. Doing summer contact, open gyms. The weight room is open. So some camps are coming in July. But the campus has been full. We've also hosted a summer school, and we have a virtual summer school. So a lot of things are happening at Grandview, and our athletes are here. Our numbers have been just outstanding. Even in summer league basketball, I had 14 kids show up that wanted to play. Out of 27 that came every day. So we're getting 25 to 30 every day in open gyms. Girls are getting people here. The football guys are all here. Our kids are excited, and I think they're more excited about just being able to get back and do normal things again, and being high school athletes and all that comes with that. And it's as you know, I can see the smile on your face too. It's just it's something that we all hoped and dreamed would happen. And if we can get this latest variant under control and things don't happen bad for us, wouldn't it be great to have a quote unquote normal year where these kids could just really enjoy being high school kids again?
Absolutely, absolutely. That is what I wish for more than anything, is these kids can have just a normal, wonderful high school experience. And from a selfish standpoint too, obviously we want to be able to involved in the games. It's and from your standpoint, coach, administrator, you love being around the kids, and we do too. We love working with them, and yeah, we're looking forward to hopefully some normalcy here. Now, Coach, I'm going to ask you this final question to kind of look into your crystal ball here a little bit. And, this is a question we normally talk to some of the specific coaches about, but I'm just going to ask you from an overall standpoint. And since you were involved in basketball so much, this coming season, fall season, and even through the winter, what are some of the various sports or maybe individual athletes that you see on the rise or making a big impact for school this year? Maybe some of the seniors athletes.
Well, I always worry about naming names because I leave somebody out, but I'll talk about programs specifically. We're very excited. Our volleyball, with having obviously Wakefield and Moore and McClune, and I'm going to miss some people. I apologize. But these athletes we have coming back. In football, we have our senior class, a nice group of juniors, and behind them our numbers are good. Our 8th grade numbers are good. We're excited. This class we have coming through in football, I mean, it's a combination last year with a winning season and coming back with what we have returning. Same thing with girls basketball. Last year we were young, but with 2 Wakefields playing this year, along with Natalie and some of the girls that we already have in place. I know, and I hope I don't mess this up, but I think Coach Winkler went 6-2 in the summer league at Hillsboro. Then the girls league had a really outstanding season. The JV won some games. He's very excited about that. Of course, Coach Ketcherside in baseball, we have people coming back. Last year, our girls track and our track program had one of the best showings ever. So, again, without putting on pom-poms in a cheerleader's outfit right now, we're very excited about the possibilities that we have coming for next year and the years coming behind that, because we actually think we have some kids who have bought into what it takes to be successful. I still think we're at the point we really need to get them to appreciate each other and take that final step on how to really enjoy each other's successes and translate into closing out games. And because you have to learn how to win.
Right.
Everybody wants to win, but learning how to win. And one of the things we're also trying to get these kids and anybody to understand that our 100% that we feel like may only be 75. And until we push a little further to get to where we can go, that's where improvement takes place. And getting those kids to understand that. I know last year, David Creeth, one of my basketball players, who's a big guy in football, came to me halfway through the basketball and he goes, "Coach, I've already lost 25 pounds. So I think we're running quite enough right now. Yeah. And, it's kind of because when we don't run sprints anymore, people don't, it's all out of doing drills and keeping active, planning and setting down. I know in basketball, I kid with the coaches, but I guess I'm not kidding. Mine was the bottom feeder of the programs last year with 3 wins, and our kids take that personal. I know I'm really disappointed in the results. I still think we made some progress. We're doing some good things there, and we have some kids coming back who are really doing what it takes to get better. Kids are showing up all the time. I could have an open gym every night if they wanted to. And I want to mention the last thing with that is our parents. We're in a remote area, so it's not like in Crystal or Festus driving to get somebody here who may live out by Cedar Hill or who may live out off of Highway H to an open gym or a practice. Our parents deserve a lot of credit. Even in the summer and the different times we had workouts, they're finding ways to get their kids here that don't drive. And we appreciate that. They're giving their kids the opportunity to grow and get better. That's the Grandview way. And if you need them here, they're going to be here. So I really want to mention how much we appreciate that and how much we acknowledge the sacrifices these parents made, because you don't walk across the street here other than if you're one of the hoppers to come to the gym. So thank you very much.
Well, Coach, we certainly appreciate you taking some time, and I know we're in the midst of our summer baseball right now. But as soon as we're done with that, I know Ray's been crunching the numbers and going over the fall schedules, and I'm sure we'll have quite a few games scheduled over at Grandview to see some of your programs that we and two are excited to see and in action. So we really appreciate you taking the time. Ray, is there anything you'd like to toss at Coach real quick?
Nope, just want to say thanks for being on, and keep doing what you guys are doing. And I know that you guys are going to be successful in building your Grandview Eagles even to a higher level going into next season. We appreciate you being on.
Well, we appreciate that, and I can tell you these kids really enjoy when you guys are there. They love the attention they get now. I mean, they all think they're rock stars. You guys, you guys are the reason. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. We'll see you this fall, Coach.
All right, we'll see you guys.
Thanks so much. That is Terry Edwards, and we appreciate him being on there. Now we're gonna change subjects right away here. We got to finish up the season here, and when I say finish up the season, it could mean another 2 or 3 or 4 weeks before we see it the end of the American Legion season for some of these teams that are that we've been covering here in District 13. So we're gonna preview the championship week here, and we've had 6 teams, and now we've got 5. Jeff, go ahead and give us the information that you know about going into this particular week with the championship starting tonight.
Well, Ray, we've got we have our bracket set. We got our bracket set over the weekend. The final games were played. So, big American Legion District 13 tournament starting tonight at Yanks Field in St. Genevieve. Traditionally, where they have that, because obviously St. Gen with the all-turf field down there, we can get more games in. With the weather, that you never know. We always seem to run into a little bit. But the brackets are set. The first game tonight is at 6:30. That is DeSoto, the number 4 seed, against Bonne Terre, the number 5 seed. DeSoto with a 13-10 overall record, 5-5 in district play. Bonne Terre comes in at 4-6, and they're 4-6 in district play as well. So that'll be the game to get to the next round. The current overall records that we have, and this is of course from Game Changer, which is sort of the standard which we use here. Festus is the number 1 seed. They come into the tournament 19-6, 7-3 in the conference, and number 1 seed. And they get the first round bye. They won't play again until tomorrow. Then we have St. Genevieve. They're 17-6 overall, 7-3 in district play, and they're the number 2 seed. They also get a first round bye. Pardon me. Rock Memorial right there with those other two, 17-10, 7-3 in district play. So you have 3 teams at the top that were all 7-3 in district play, and they had to decide tiebreakers between them to see who would get the number 1 seed. So very, very competitive this year. Rock ends up with the number 3 seed. Now they also get a first round bye by virtue of the fact that Potosi had to bow out of the tournament. Done for the season. Not enough players healthy to make it through the tournament. So that gives Rock Memorial also a number 1 seed, and they a first round bye, and they won't play till tomorrow. Then of course you have DeSoto and Bonne Terre playing tonight. Interesting to note, Ray, to me, and we've talked all spring about the amount of talent, baseball talent, that we have in Jefferson County. And it is really showing up as well in the summer leagues, because every single Jefferson County American Legion team is finishing the regular season with a winning record. Yeah. And I don't think that I've ever seen that before. And it just shows, it's a testament to the talent that we've had in this county this year, and how that's translating into not only the Legion leagues, but the Slava leagues as well, and some of the other travel teams. So
Right.
I don't know from my standpoint, and you could probably talk about this a little bit. I have not seen a year with this much talent and guys that are moving on to college.
No, I agree with you. I mean, coming out of the chute at the beginning of the season, you had a couple of teams that were red hot. You had a couple of teams that were definitely not, but then caught fire pretty quick. It seems like every single school, or I'm saying every single team in the area here has been, they've had their moments. They've been hot for a really long time, and then they've gone down into a little bit of a slump, but have found their way out. That's what's been the interesting thing. I mean, to me, it's a toss up. You could put all five of these teams into this, and wouldn't be surprised to see a different scenario five different times. So with the great pitching, great fielding, we've had a lot of not a lot of injuries, a couple of here and there with a couple of the teams, but surprisingly injury free. That can play a big part in a deep run, this weekend, next weekend, and beyond. So, I'm excited to see how things are going to pan out, because I'm leaning towards maybe a couple, but it wouldn't surprise me to see a team that's in fifth place, fourth place right now as a seed to win out. I mean, they're that good.
Well, exactly. And any kind of baseball tournament that you get into, even double elimination tournament, comes down to two things. It comes down to pitching depth and who gets hot at the right time.
Right.
And as you mentioned, all five of these teams remaining in this tournament have the ability to get hot and reel off several wins in a row, and that's all it takes. And all of a sudden, you're in the championship game.
Right.
Any of these teams are capable of winning this thing and moving on to the Zone 4 tournament in Jackson. Now, I will say this. The game is at St. John at Yanks Field, the home field for Post 150. And anytime you're trying to win a championship, all roads literally and figuratively have to go through St. John. They're always tough to play at home. They're batting .293 as a team right now, and have a combined ERA on their staff of 3.22. And
Wow.
Obviously, they're one of the best coach teams around in Ginny Bosler, so they're always poised to win that thing down there at St. John.
Agreed. And we will have the championship game or games, depending on how it pans out, Friday night. I believe that first game's at 4:45 for our pregame. So you'll be able to check that out right here on Livestream STL. And we are a little short on some sponsorships, so I'm going to throw this number out here real quick. 314-852-4398. If you're interested in advertising your business in any of these particular organizations, St. John, DeSoto, Festus, the Rock Memorial Arnold area, Bon Terre even, I mean, we've got, so many, St. Genevieve too, give us a call. It's pretty inexpensive to keep us out there. I mean, we only need a sandwich and some gas, basically, right?
And a little coffee, by the way.
A little coffee,
little
there
coffee
you go.
Helps.
Hey, shameless plug to the Man Mill Brewing Company.
That's right. And Sean Wiley.
And Sean Wiley, yeah, absolutely.
There you go. Cha-ching. Anyway, no, I'm glad you mentioned some of the other teams and some of the other potential sponsors from the areas where these teams come from, Ray. We want to talk just real quick, the past few seasons, the other district challenger, the team to beat has been Festus. Festus has a long tradition as well with St. John. This year, obviously, no exception. They struggled kind of a little bit out of the starting blocks, but they've really hit their stride, and they've won their last 11 games in a row. You talk about hot teams coming into the tournament.
Right.
The emergence of Hunter Basson and adding pitches to his repertoire has made a huge difference for 253. Their bats have started to come alive as the season has progressed. And the biggest thing about Festus is they've got a lot of veteran players that know how to win, regardless of what school they're from. And I think that could make a key difference, too. I also want to talk about...
I was going to say, I think you still have a player or two from that World Series team, even. So
sure,
they've got the
Levi Ebersol,
mm-hmm.
Colby Ott. Those kids, maybe I can't remember. Maybe a Colin Riendo was on that team as well. And yeah, as you mentioned, those kids have been there, done that, whether in high school or in the Legion season. So yeah, they know how to win. But I do want to talk too. I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about some of these other teams. Danny Sigmund, Rock Memorial, a tremendous job of rebuilding that program,
Right.
and they have now forced their way into the big boy table and recaptured a seat at that table as
Absolutely.
district front runners, and
Yeah.
that's pretty cool to see. Now they, obviously came within an eyelash of getting the number one seed in this tournament, and they've got great players: Trevor Quick, Nolan Estapare, Ethan
Right.
Mollard,
Right.
Josh Higgard. Those guys have helped elevate their program to the point where you've got to include them in the discussion to win this thing.
Sure. Sure. Absolutely. I mean, you don't leave DeSoto out of that either. I mean,
Well,
you've got a couple of great pitching performances out of Levi Fisher and Nick Krodinger and players like that. So I mean, the grand slam that we covered earlier in the season by Caleb Coleman. So I mean, they could be the wild card. You never know.
right, and that's my very next point here. They have kind of had a Jekyll and Hyde season. At times, DeSoto looked like they were the best team in the district,
Yeah.
and at other times they've faltered and kind of, in the words of Coach Wiley, although they're abundance with talent, sometimes it looks like they just can't remember how to play the game.
Right.
But that's gotten better as the team season goes on, and make no mistake, they are a very dangerous team.
Absolutely.
And on the other side of the state, they've been playing in this wood bat tournament. They were undefeated over there. I think weather might have canceled the final games, but they had 3 pitchers combined for 2 no-hitters back-to-back over there against some very good teams on the western side of the state.
Right.
They've won their last 4 or 5 games in a row, Ray. And here again, getting hot. So I'm excited. Obviously, I'll be down there tonight for the first game, Von Terre and DeSoto, and love the atmosphere. Folks, if you can't make it down to Yanks Field, as Ray said, we'll be having that championship game on the call, and it's really something. If you can't make it down there this week, make sure you watch. It's a great atmosphere, a great setting, and that's about all I've got, Ray.
There you go. So to let everybody know kind of what's going on there, championship game is scheduled for Friday night at 5 o'clock. We'll be on the air at 4:45, pending no rain between the week. So if there's some weather, they'll readjust that, and you just jump back over on our Facebook page, and we'll try to keep you all updated on when we have that. And it could be 2 games. If the losers bracket team comes out of that particular bracket and wins the first game Friday night, they got to play 2. So you could be looking at extra baseball for the District 13 championship for American Legion here in the District 13 region of Missouri. So so stay tuned to that. And I'm getting texts in left and right. It looks like we may end up having a coach's box tonight. So I'm trying to field texts and be on the live stream at the same time here, Jeff, and so I'm gonna have to shoot out of here. But stay tuned to that. We'll get you information on that for the coaches box as well. But check out our website if you're interested in getting more information there at livestreamstl.tkdssports.com. We'll be out there. We've got plenty of articles. Jeff has done quite a bit of the article writing. Done a great job. Some previews for the District 13 Legion this summer, and always does a great job. So thanks so much for being with us, Jeff. Thanks so much for interviewing Coach. I say Coach, but it's Terry Edwards over there, the new AD over at Grandview. Appreciate you, my friend.
Always be coach to me.
Yeah, me too. So for Ray Halbrook, for Jeff Whitener, all of us here at Main Street Sports and Livestream STL, have a great day. We'll talk to you later.
See you, folks.